Ahoy, ahoy! Welcome to the newest edition of the Ramble On Reactions. With me is Handsome Dan.
Clever Eric, right there.
And we are going to be reviewing the new-ish movie, Keanu.
Been out about a month.
It's been out about a month, but we're finally getting around to finally do reactions to movies.
Yeah, it's we kind of do them in bulk now, so we're on our third one of the day. But this is also we would do this on the podcast, but we're trying to do more visual ones because you guys seem to react well to the videos,
which is what we want.
Yeah,
feedback.
Yeah, feedback is like the more you tell us, the more we'll be able to like respond and like give and take, and it's going to be a lot more communicative. So we also, surprisingly, we were both looking forward to this movie, but we also have not discussed it. So this may be a little bit longer. But what did you think of Keanu?
Well, how about this? First, you give a brief summary for
okay, that's a good idea. So Keanu is the first feature-length film of the brilliant minds of Key and Peele, Key and Peele, the show from. They started off, I think, doing internet skits, and then they got their own show on Comedy Central. And then this is their first. I think they wrote it and produced it. They did not direct it.
No, they did not.
So essentially, your main character, he and his girlfriend break up, and then a cat finds its way, stray cat finds its way to a store, and he finds his reason for living. And then his buddy comes over, and then literally the cat disappears. His home is burglarized, and the cat is kidnapped. So the entire plot of the movie is these two men becoming gangsters, so to speak, so they can go and rescue the cat.
Yes, that's pretty much the plot.
Yep.
And for a movie that's supposed to be an action comedy, I really enjoy the comedy at parts and the action not so much.
See,
because that's what they sold it as, is an action comedy.
They did,
and even categorized as an action comedy, and the action was just a complete miss for me. And the comedy, like the main thing of like how everyone goes crazy for the kitten, I love that joke, but there's a lot of jokes that didn't work or they were dragged on too long, like the George Michael material. Yeah, they could have easily cut that out. Because the other thing I didn't like in terms of the comedy is Key and Peele are great when they're together. When they're separate, not so much.
And that's the thing, I have to agree, like, the action is few and far between. Actually, the cat, surprisingly, is few and far between as well. Like, there's probably a good 70% of this movie where you have no cat in it. And so for people who are like, this is an adorable kitty, you don't get a lot of the kitty. That being said, I also was not a huge fan of this movie, mostly because of the comedy. Like what you were saying, the way I've described it to other people is, you can hear my cat walking around, just because the movie, in my opinion, a lot of comedy comes from either situations or jokes and setups. Yeah. And this movie tried to do both, and because they didn't succeed with one more than the other, they succeeded in some aspects and failed in others, and it really suffered tonally from it, because you have the like setups, like setup joke, and then you have the situations that are funny too, but when you don't have a good balance and they're not directed well, it comes off very uneven, which is, I think, a good way to describe Keanu.
And also, it's like Will Forte's in it, and he's a funny guy, and he was just completely wasted. Like, his character was just there.
He's whiny. That's about his entire character.
Didn't add anything to the movie. And when your third credit is Method Man, sorry, Method Man, I respect your game, but acting is not your main thing.
It's not his main thing, and actually, I didn't mind him. I'd say, of the people in the movie, he probably is one of the most, like, acting not his main thing. Everyone else, like, has... It's hard to... For me, like, thinking about this, Key and Peele were both literally trying to play two roles, and, like, if you don't have
technically, they're playing three roles, because remember, they're also that hitman, which again is a joke setup that doesn't go anywhere. No. Because there's like, okay, you guys are clearly playing these other guys, these trained assassin killer guys, and there's no payoff to that.
No, not really. Like, because they're there, and then it just kind of happens, and then we're not really going to spoil anything, but it's like you said, there's just no payoff to that.
Yeah, and like I said, there's a lot of jokes like that where there's either no payoff or it just keeps going on longer than it should. Like I said, the George Michael bit.
And I like how that tied back in a little bit at the end, where they're just in the end of the movie where it's like I don't want to give too much away, but where they're talking about it, like, oh, see, this is the team building. Like, that did amuse me. Yeah. When that came back. But like I said, it was more just like mild bemusement than it was actual laughter and finding it funny. Like there are times I laughed out loud in this movie, like maybe 3. Like
I got 2-3 good chuckles out of it.
And one of them's at the very end. Like
the ending was perfect. That's one of the few things I will praise this movie for is that ending was amazing.
It does end very well. Like I was surprised to like the ending as much as I did. But
all right, Dan, let's get down to grades. What would you give Keanu?
Unfortunately, I think I'm giving it like a C-. Like it's just there are too many flaws and not like I hope to see more Key and Peele movies, but for this movie itself, I feel like there are too many flaws and not enough laughs to save this movie. Like if the action was better, it would be higher. If the comedy was better, it would be higher. But like, and if there was more kitty, I'm gonna be honest. If we had more cat, it would probably be higher. But like literally, I said after I saw this movie, so. I saw Green Room first, and then we saw Keanu. I'm like, that'll be a palate cleanser. And I'm like, wow, Green Room was a lot better than Keanu. So, and I'm like, all Keanu made me want to do was come home and hold my cat. So,
yeah, I'm going with a C as well. Like this is one of those movies where it had some successes, a lot of failures. Like I said, I want them to still do more, but next time have more interaction on the camera together, guys. Key and Peele, because your chemistry is so good. Don't waste it.
And that's the thing. A lot of their best scenes were just them together. And it's like you said, you suffer from lack of direction. You suffer from lack of like having that super tight script and having everything really balanced. So.
Well, you watch, you learn, you love.
Exactly. So,
all right, I'm Eric.
Dan, thank you very much for watching. Ahoy, ahoy.
Anchors away.